Right, so back with another episode. Took a couple of weeks break, and I'm back with a very, I don't know, are you a special guest?
No,
But
special needs.
I'm back with, and he's off.
What's the rules here?
You know this goes public, Gino. Right?
Yeah, okay, start again.
Anyway, no, that's fine. We'll record that. We're okay. We're a liberal enough podcast. Anyway, I'm back with Gino Forte, former car salesman, former POC Cars employee, and now superstar Dubai real estate broker. Gino, you're home for a few days. Thanks for coming over and having a chat.
My pleasure, Paul. Thank you for having me.
No bother at all.
It's nice to be back.
Is it?
Yeah, it is really nice to be back.
Great.
I like coming out here. I like relive my journey. I always go to Apple Green on the way.
Yeah. Oh, sure, you came from Clonmel.
Yeah. Drive out the road dangerously, and then
we will say no more.
and then get some McDonald's flat whites when I get here. So I've had 4 shots of espresso already. Yeah,
you can tell. Yeah, actually word to move.
So no, it's always nice to come back, and it's always nice to see how successful you've been.
And you as well, like, and this will be the nicest thing I'll say to you for the whole lot. No, you obviously moved to Dubai nearly 2 years ago now.
It'll be 2 years in the 30th of September, yeah. So like 3 months' time.
Time hasn't been long going now, in fairness. And you are home. You were in Dublin at the weekend.
Yes.
And I saw you there. And
you were in Dublin.
I was.
Yeah.
And I went to your tell us about your event that you ran.
Yeah, we hosted an event, myself and Dara, who's from Meath, who I work with in Strata. We actually worked with each other in House and House previously. We both done leasing. And then when he went to off-plan in House and House, I went to Strata the same week. And then he followed over to Strata in January this year, or February maybe. And we started planning this event. And I remember I rang you about it. Literally when the idea came, I rang you about it. And we put it together, and it was only on the day then. So basically the event was to try and promote and explain Dubai real estate to Irish people, because every month, December, January, February, March, April, May, I sold to an Irish person in Dubai, or in Ireland, a property in Dubai.
All these were people based in Ireland.
Half and half.
Half and
yeah,
half.
Yeah,
Okay,
so half of them were, and sorry, that's actually a lie. Half of them were based in Dubai, and then the other half were based between like Ireland, UK, and other countries, but we're Irish.
But they're Irish, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, there's obviously a market here. I built up a bit of a following of Irish people on TikTok, which is kind of unfortunate because I made my TikTok account in Ireland. I have to like post on a VPN in Ireland, or else I don't get any views. So I can't actually post freely in Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah. My views just tank. So my market on TikTok is mainly Irish people. So I lent into it. I spoke to a couple of real estate agents here in Cork specifically, and they said like they've got a list as long as their arm of buyers and no properties to sell. So I was like, well, that means people obviously have money, right? And I'm a strong believer that Irish people do have money. A lot of them, that they're like, there's a lot of money in this country, a lot of good jobs. Google, for example, like we had like 12 people from Google at that event, like Google staff.
Google staff, probably, I assume, high paid Google staff.
Like all over 100K a year,
Yeah.
So like there's loads of money there. And loads of buying power, there's nothing to buy, right?
Or no real value, I don't think either. And
no value. It's expensive. It's like, look, if you want to buy in like Clonmel or Dungarvan or somewhere like that, you can probably find something. But if you want to buy in Cork or Dublin, you're looking at like an 800 square foot 2-bed new build in Cork for like 400,000 euros. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like this room is probably 400 square foot, so twice the size of this room.
Yeah,
in an apartment, like
it would be complete another. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not attractive, and then obviously the tenants. And I'm not getting into debate who's right and who's wrong, but tenants have such rights, and there's such a red tape and that with the Irish property market as well. Like I said, it's very naturally people look at other options.
Yeah. And then they brought in this new law. I don't know too much about it, but like this new 2%. Rental,
the rent cap.
Yeah, rental cap. I don't know where it's going, or if it's going everywhere or just in
It's
Dublin.
everywhere now. Yeah,
so
like in everywhere.
Like that's going to be obviously detrimental to those properties as well. So anyway, we had the idea then of just let's see, can we host an event in Dubai or in Dublin? We booked Ballsbridge because it was like an affluent area in Dublin, right?
Nice hotel.
Yeah, really nice hotel, nice area. We knew there was a bit of parking around. And we thought we'd sell tickets, so we put 100 tickets out at a euro a ticket. We didn't want the euro, contrary to what some people thought.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care about the euro. The euro was more just commitment and also a way for us to get contact details and actually know who's going to show up. Because if we just opened it up to 100 people, no one would have showed up, right? No.
Or if you just also if it was free, people who just thought it was just a sign up to. It's almost like signing up to a newsletter.
Yeah,
whereas
exactly.
if you pay something, you know it's a purchase for an event. Like,
exactly.
I get that,
so we sold 91 tickets, and then we cut it off because we changed the room layout from 100 room, like almost like a concert layout, so just rows of seats. We changed it to what they call the cabaret layout, which I thought was sounded sexy.
I was expecting you to burlesque dance.
Yeah. And
you didn't.
it was like the circular tables, like you saw. So we brought the capacity down to 60 people from 100 people. So we sold 90 tickets, had 63 seats, and had 67 people show up. So it was a full house, which we were really happy with and blown away. When I stood up there, I was like, looking out, I was like, all these people, like people travel from Galway, Mayo,
Waterford,
Waterford, West Cork, all sorts of places, like. And I thought it went really well. We had one walkout of the whole thing, the whole event. One guy left. He left us a note on the way out, and his daughter was ill. So we rang him and we're meeting him this week. So everything went really well. We've sat 9 meetings after the event, and then we've booked 16 meetings for this week and next week.
That's incredible.
So so out of 67 attendees, we've had like nearly 50% want to meet one-on-one after.
And I must say as well, like you, because I was looking around at one stage, always a good note of how you held their attention very well. So I actually looked around and I was like, is there anyone on their phone or is there anyone kind of spaced out? Everyone was listening intently to what you're saying, including me, like, because I was like, it was very interesting and it wasn't too long either, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the timing was hard. That was the hardest part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know me, I do everything on a whim and prepare nothing. So the first time we went through the whole presentation was the night before. And we were just there like, fuck, that took a bit long. It took us like 4 hours. But we were like writing notes and going through stuff. So I think the first half went on a little bit long. But we cut it. So we changed the end part of the first half and added it to the second half. Dara had done that just on a whim. But I think it was the right thing to do. Because like an hour and a half.
Needed a little bit of a break as well.
Yeah, an hour and a half was a long time. We had the coffees and cake and whatever else ready to come out at 11:15. So we knew in our heads, like, and we started a little late trying to talk to everyone. But yeah, it was a success. One property sold so far from it on the day.
Did you get one deal? Remember the guy you used to...
We got one.
And what was that? That's an off-plan deal, is it?
Yeah, off-plan deal. He bought a one-bed in Jumeirah Village Triangle, Sol Levante, which is one of the payment plan we did as an example. It was a studio on the payment plan, but he's after purchasing a one-bed. Now, he's left a deposit. He's still like... There's a few little bits to go, but yeah, more or less done. Like,
how much is the deposit then, out of interest?
He usually the deposit is 10%.
Yeah.
But because he's actually couldn't go into the bank, he could only transfer 9,000 euros. Which doesn't technically hold anything for him.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like
a statement of intent more than anything else, as you were saying. Like,
so hopefully we can sort all that out. But yeah, we have a lot of other meetings, so we should have. I'm predicting 4 or 5 deals closed. Within the next 2 weeks, hopefully, and loads of other clients interested, but
again, you even I was obviously very interested in it as well. Like I'm not going into too much detail. As I've had an absolute freaking pain in the arse of an experience in the Irish property sector so far, and the problem is, and like you mentioned in the presentation as well, it's like it's the speed of getting things done as well. Everything in Ireland, and anyone that's bought a property in Ireland or even bought an investment property or dealt with the banks or whatever it is. Everything is just at the slowest pace possible, and everything is solicitors, it's emails, it's 2 weeks to get back to an email. Oh, sorry, we need this change. 2 weeks for it to come back. There's absolutely no urgency whatsoever. Everything's just like, and it says now, and it's so unappealing. And then obviously all the taxes now, regardless wherever you buy stuff in Ireland, you have obviously Irish taxes to pay. But like people want to invest in things, right? And I want to. And again, there's people with fucking 50 times more money than I have probably at that event like that would have money to throw into things.
Yeah, of course.
But people are wanting to try different things, and the Irish property market at the moment is just I don't think it's appealing to investors, and it's certainly not appealing to people trying to buy a house either.
Yeah, and people are busy too, right? Yeah. Like, Joe, that's the other side of it. Like, people are busy. Like as you said there about the process, not to like shit on anyone else's job, but a solicitor, for example, they're trying to prove their value, right? They're charging you 5,000 euros to do your property purchase for you. So you have a solicitor, your seller has a solicitor. They're both trying to show their value. They're both charging a bomb.
But none of them are incentivized by speed or any type of efficiency. It doesn't matter a fuck.
All they're trying to do is like, oh, this job is hard, so that 5,000 euros well earned. like, look, it's a lot of paperwork, but they do it all the time. They can do it quick if they want to, like. And if you actually, because I spoke to some people at the event, they said, yeah, I can get stuff through in 2 months because I've hounded my solicitor and I've bought so many times that he knows it needs to be quick. It's like, you're like, yeah,
imagine
just do it quicker,
Imagine having to hound someone to get something done in 2 months.
Yeah, it's insane. Whereas like
if you wanted, you could get all this done in a week. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, easily.
Of course, you could get it in a couple of days,
easily,
but again, let's say a week. But again, there's no incentive for it, and everything is so process driven, and it's not outcome or results driven. Like, just like, well, this is the way to do it. How long it take? It takes as long as it'll take. This is the process, and that's the focus on everything in Ireland. And actually, it drives me mental.
No, it is mad. And then the other thing is like banks, right? It's like,
fuck me.
Yeah, like,
don't even get me started.
Like, moving money in Ireland is so difficult. Like, so for example, with this previous guy, he could only send 9,000 euros on a bank transfer without going into the bank, and I didn't believe him. But when I was in Ireland, I was never sending that much kind of money around at once, I guess. So I checked my bank in the UAE out of interest, and I have a limit of 400,000 dirham transfer.
100,000 euro, like
100,000 euro. Pardon me, sorry. I hope you're good at editing. Burping into the mic.
That's okay. There's no editing in this. It's minimal editing.
So 100,000 euro transfer, and then I realized on the app I can just change it. I can just up it. So it's just like I could put it to 800, because it's like, okay, 100,000 euros is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money to everyone, right? So it's like, I just feel like the process is slow.
Oh yeah, even
it's a little bit old.
Mine for sure, my MAB, my max is like 10,000 a day. Like, that, like, no, very rare. I need to transfer more than that. Like, but you know, but again,
no, you're not doing it daily. But
not
there
daily,
is
but like,
things where you work.
No, I have had times I've had transfer because I get married over in Italy. Some of the things that the hotel and all that, or the catering had to pay was more than 10,000.
Yeah,
like,
of course,
you know what I mean? And you're just caught by that. No, you'll have to go into the bank. It's like, Jesus Christ, lads. And going into the bank then is an absolute faff as well. Like,
it's a nightmare. Yeah, and then their opening times are funny. There's nothing. It's nothing easy, right? It's
just,
like,
yeah, even in general, even trying to. You go into the AAB in Dungarvan. It's not the AAB in Dungarvan. They're good inside there, but it's just AAB in general. If you wanted to do a larger transfer, you know, over 10,000 to a bank that's not AIB, basically, you can't do it at the counter. You go up to the counter, it's like, no, this is only AIB to AIB. You have to go up to the customer care desk, fill out an actual like money transfer form with pen and paper. I swear to God, right? And you have to fill in all these details, and it's like the duplicate form. You have to fill in all those details, and then you have to send it in to them, and then they have to go out the back and authorize it. And I was like, lads, are we in 1986 or something like that?
That's
like,
the problem.
how do you know?
That's the problem. They are,
but they are like. I was like, how is this the most efficient way? Now places like Revolut and all that are starting to kind of make it a bit more efficient. But okay, we could delve into that for ages. That's a discussion itself. I have a lot of pent up frustration. So never mind any of this. Before we start talking more about Dubai property, because we mentioned the off-plan and one beds and studios and all that, I suppose we'll try and give a bit more background to people that maybe not too familiar with it.
Yeah.
So you, I suppose, give it about the Dubai process in general. You moved in October 23 and you started leasing. So that's where a lot of brokers start. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
And talk me through your experience with leasing first of all.
Yeah. So the way it generally goes most of the time is a broker will go over. They'll do leasing for 6 to 12 months. Then they'll move into like a sales role. So leasing is really just a numbers game. As many listings as you can possibly get.
How do you get the listings?
Cold calling.
Yeah.
Well, which technically is illegal in Dubai, but you're calling the warm leads that were once interested in something in your company.
So basically, just to give people, because this is always the bit that kind of fascinates me, like especially with Dubai, because it's not really a thing here, because I don't think it's legal here either. So you'd have a database of people that own properties. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, and you'll know exactly what they own.
You know exactly.
Yeah. It would say,
and
like,
this is all legally. Am I right in saying that legally public knowledge?
Nah, not really.
Not really. Yeah.
I don't really know where it comes.
But anyway, that's irrelevant. But we have databases anyway of people that are in particulars, and you ring them up, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say to them?
Yeah, like, I'm not much of a cold caller, but in general, you're ringing up, like, leasing. It's nearly 2 years since I've done it now. Your leasing, in my opinion, is just numbers. So you're ringing up, hello, I'm Gino here from Strada. Is your property for rent? I've got clients that are very interested in a 3-bed villa or whatever you have. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could, most trainers will tell you, provide value, send them a market report, do this. In my opinion, leasing is just get as many phone calls out. People care a lot less about who's leasing their apartment than who's selling it, right?
Yeah, to rent it out is a lot. I suppose selling it is a big.
Yeah, seller is a big process. They'll have to deal a lot with you. Leasing, they don't even pay for leasing. Like, the owner doesn't pay. The the tenant pays the commission. So like at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is get listings. You need to have like 20, 30, 40 listings online realistically to keep you busy.
In leasing, right? And how many, in order to get those, especially when you start off, like
200 calls a day.
200 calls a day.
Yeah, probably.
And what's the strike rate then from the calls?
Like it's hit or miss. I don't know, to be honest. Like when I was in leasing, which was now 2
it would
years
be low
ago,
anyway. It would be in single digit percentages.
Yeah, yeah. If you picked up like 1 unit on a day of 200 calls, you'd be pretty happy. But what you'll get is a lot of what they call pocket listings. Yeah, it's for lease. Okay, great. Can I put it online? No, but it's there for lease, and it's double the price of what it should be. So you'll get a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, so some people will count that, especially when they're new, they'll count that as something, but most of the time, no. But I hated leasing, to be perfectly honest.
And what did you hate about it? I know the money's lower, but like,
I think what it was for me is I obviously done sales for 6-ish years, 6.5 years, and I went over and I kind of just let them put me in leasing because I didn't know any better. And I probably should have just went straight into sales realistically because I had experience of selling. I was old enough. I was 26. Yeah, like I just turned, or 25, whatever age I was.
But you were at it a good while.
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of lads go to Dubai selling property or lease property, and they've all experience.
No, and they don't know any. They were like barbers, plumbers. They're straight out of college, but like I had a lot of experience in life and anything, so I shouldn't have done it just from the get go.
And you were with House and House,
yeah.
Did you always do leasing with them, or did you get into sales?
No. So I done leasing with them for 5 months, and as I said, it's usually like a 6-month to 12-month process. And when I spoke to them about moving to sales, it was kind of like, yeah, you can move, but I need you to do like this, and this first. And in my head, I was kind of like, well, no, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like it's just another 3 months. Do you know what I mean? And I'm always like, I care about time a lot, probably more than I should, but I do. I like things just done quick. And I was like, I'm not going to give you 3 months extra to try meet your criteria when I can just go to like Strata, for example.
And how did you, we'll touch back on leasing again in a second, but how did you get, did they approach you or did
No, Strata don't really approach people. They more, more so now they do a little bit, because they're trying to grow a little bit at the moment. But back then it was almost hard to get in there. So I messaged 3 different agents.
That were working with Strata?
Yeah. No, 2 different, sorry. Naheem, who I work with now, and Aidan Doyle, who I also work with now. Both just because they were doing TikToks, and they both followed me. I followed them. So I messaged both of them. And Aidan was like, yeah, I'll get you an interview, and heard nothing from him. So I like chased him 2 or 3 times. Now he showed me later on that he actually was trying to get me an interview, but just talking to the wrong person basically. And then I went just searching for the sales director's number, Nathan, and I rang Nathan and I just said, hey, can I come up for an interview? And he's like, pure scouse, like he's like, yeah, come up now. Like right now, this instant, basically. I was like, oh fuck, okay. So like,
he's got the glasses, isn't he?
Yeah, no, that's Gary. So
that's Gary. Yeah, I know. I seen him on TikTok. Then there's another guy, another Gino as well.
Yeah. So I turned up then, and Nate is so funny. Like now that I know him, I understand it. But at the time, he's quite intimidating, really. Like 'cause he's just like a lot of these Scousers. They're real brash and loud, kind of similar to Irish, but they're a little bit like bold or something like. You're kind of
they come across almost aggressive, like
they're not at all. It's just like they're loud and they're brash and they move big. Yeah. And I remember going up there and I was kind of nervous to meet him, and then I met Gino Cross downstairs, who's one of the directors in there, and he recognized me from TikTok, and because we kind of obviously have the same name, which is just like, I know it sounds silly, but like. Basically like that. Oh, you're Gino. Yeah. So he actually came up and he was like, oh, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm going to meet Nathan. And he was like, I'll come with you. So he came back up. Then I actually interviewed with Gino and Gary, who were both the directors. And there's 3 directors, Che as well, but he wasn't there. So I've interviewed with both of them. Then Nathan second. It's usually flipped. And then they were like, oh, we'll let you know in like an hour or 2. And then Nathan rang me. He's like, yeah, you can start the job, but we want you to start like tomorrow. It's a test they kind of do to see how serious you are, or whether they don't like to waste time, especially a small company. And then there was only 1 office, so there wasn't a lot of desks. But I knew that in House and House, once you leave, it's like car sales, right? You hand in your notice and it's kind of like, okay, well, just head away now, like, because you're not really going to do much. So as soon as I went down there, handed in my notice, they're like, okay, no problem, it's down, and I was gone then the next day.
And you started straight away in sales there?
Straight into sales in the same area in Creek Harbour that I was doing leasing in. Done that for 10 months. Didn't love it. I liked doing the sales, but the area, and I liked the area, but I felt like the transactions were kind of small. I was doing a lot of split deals, and I was getting a lot of inquiries through social media. And like, for example, if you contact me, right, and you're just somebody, and you're like, oh, I'm in Ireland, I want to invest in Dubai, and all I have is Creek Harbour, which you've probably never heard of. It's not a bad investment, but it's not like that wide, right? But that's all I know is Creek Harbour. I'm going to lose deals, like. And I was doing deals then with off-plan agents in Strata, splitting the deals. And I was like, well, they could be all my deals. I just don't know anything about it. So I put it to Gino then in December at the end of the year. I was like, look, I've had an okay year. Like, it's been fine. I've done a lot of deals, but the value of the deals were low. So, like, the commission wasn't great. I was like, I want to go to off-plan. And he was like, do you think you can do it? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'll be one of your best guys next year. I didn't think it would come around so quick. But then so I done 2 deals in January, which carried over from December. So they were kind of just 2 secondary deals. And then in February, I put more on the board that month, or pretty much double what I'd done all the 10 months previous in February in off-plan, And then it's kind of continued on from there. So now I'm like I'm on 4x what I'd done last year.
Already?
In 6 months,
And for people that don't know, off-plan, it's stuff that hasn't been built yet.
Yeah.
And it's basically you're buying off I suppose off-plan, but you know, it's kind of it's mainly kind of people that buy these for investments, right?
Yeah, pure, like I'd say it's 90% investors. So sometimes end use, like I did that. Actually, the biggest deal I've done was an end use purchase.
What's an end use purchase?
So basically, so she bought off-plan, but with the intent to move in when it's finished.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, because it is, if you can wait and you have somewhere else to live, you can get really, really good value. Like you can buy, like that particular property I sold was at, let's say, 1,900 a square foot for like a large branded residence villa. So
is that dirhams per
1,900 dirhams per square foot. Yeah. So that's like 400 euros a square foot. And it's a big house. It was like 13,000 square foot house.
13,000 square foot.
Yeah.
It was 20 odd million, just under 20.
21.8 million dirhams. Yeah.
Big house,
yeah. And it's branded too. So like, you don't obviously get that here, but you get like branded residences in Dubai. So it's branded by Karl Lagerfeld, the fashion house.
Really, yeah.
Which tends to add about 20% more value because all the insides would be designed by Karl Lagerfeld, and it would have like nice staircases, a nice like designer gym, special kind of pool. And there's only 52 villas in this like housing estate.
Yeah.
And it's 4 beds, 5 beds, 6 beds, and 7 bed mansions. And she bought a 6 bed. So, but that villa is probably going to be worth like, obviously it's hard to predict prices, but it's probably going to be worth at least like 50-60% more than what she paid for it when it's finished.
But she's going to move into it.
But she'll still have a property that she paid over 4 years off plan that is worth then 50% the price she paid for it 2 years ago, just because she waited 2 years. And she could then pull money out of it with a mortgage if she wanted and use that money to reinvest. So she could pull out up to like 70-80% of that money.
Out of the profit or out of the
total amount?
Total amount of what? The 21 million or
of the value on the time of mortgaging.
So say it's worth 30 million dirham at time of mortgaging.
Yeah.
How does that? Because I'm actually intrigued myself. Like every process that would be attractive from an investment point of view is just frowned upon in Ireland. Basically, So they just want everything to be. I think in Ireland they don't want anyone to. They just want people to just be an employee in a company and buy your own house and just be happy with that. Like everything else over and above that is just so much red tape.
It's difficult.
Yeah. So when you're saying pull out 78%, say you have a villa worth 30 million dirham, right? Yeah. Explain the process. You essentially you pull out equity out of it.
Yeah.
And did they give you back money in essentially cash?
No, so you have to
putting into something else. Is it?
It has to go into reinvestment. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because you can splash it on fucking the holidays and then
So a reinvestment can be a property purchase, a secondary property purchase, which is a ready property. So you'd sign a contract. You get a contract F. You go to the bank with the contract F. Obviously, you get it pre-approved before you sign the contract. Yeah. You give them the contract F, and they'll release the funds directly from that bank to the purchase or to the seller.
Yeah, well, they release directly with the view that is available in Ireland. Don't get me wrong, but it's again everything's just a faff in Ireland.
Exactly.
Like, I know it's available, but
so they do that. Or if you want to buy off-plan, you bring like an off-plan contract. They'll pay it.
Yeah.
Or if you want to renovate your villa or renovate a villa, you can also use the money for renovation costs. Where you just bring like an invoice from a construction company, and then the bank.
Would you find from experience, are these processes more straightforward? I presume they're more
super
straightforward.
Easy, super easy. Like super easy. Yeah. Like it's literally even arguing about the value of a property is easy because I think you can do it in Ireland too. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a little bit easier in Dubai. Every property purchase and sale is public knowledge down to the villa number. So, and the type. So let's say what the way they do with villas in Arabian ranches. I just sold a villa, type 17 villa for 10.5 million, I think. 10.5, I think. And they're going to renovate it and do it up and resell it. But we were able to say, well, okay, because the mortgage value said it was worth like 10.4. And we just disputed it. We were like, well, it's not, because look, this type 17 sold 3 months ago for 10.6.
Yeah, sure.
This type 17. And then all of a sudden we've got 5 options, which are between 10.45 and 10.6, and we sold in the middle. And then they're like, okay, our bad. And then the value comes in correctly. Like, so it's really easy to prove your value if you haven't overpaid. Or if you want to pull money out, you can be like, well, okay, you're telling me it's not worth it, but how come all these other villas are sold for that amount? Yeah.
Like you know, there's a price property register in Ireland. A lot of these things are available in Ireland as well. But like, if you're trying to, everything in Ireland would be just no. In order to prove that, we were going to need 4 different forms. You're going to have to wait from the county council office for 6 months for this. Everything would be just an absolute faff. Do you know when you said everything's very easy to do and everything is straightforward and financing is easy? Is there? Because I'd have to ask it. Like, is there a risk that is money being lent too easy, or are they expecting things to keep going up and keep going up? It's not like a bubble. It doesn't, you know. I have to ask that.
You're right. Yeah. So the asking about the money being lent too easy. It's not that it's lent easy. The requirements to get it are actually quite high. So you need like 6 month statements, 6 months bank statements.
You have to be making good money.
Yeah, 6 months pay slips. You have to have income. You have to have obviously between 20 and 40% deposits put down to get the mortgage. The one thing that's probably a little bit radical is like they give you 7x your yearly salary.
Yeah, I heard that.
Whereas like 4x here. So that's probably the only thing that's a little bit like fishy. But like to actually get the mortgage, the only reason it's quick is because the process is quick. So it's not they're not loaning out to anyone. Like for example, I tried to buy a car. I was saying to Marty, and I was trying to buy a car basically all year, but because I never had 3 payslips in a row, there was always something missing because I'm on like commission only. I couldn't get car finance. 20% deposit, 50% deposit. They wouldn't give me car finance.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
And then I got 3 payslips in a row that were all over the amount I needed. Because what I did was I just left money in my company and got them to pay me a salary for the rest of the year. So and now it just like I got approved in minutes. Like, it was very quick then. Like, with my own bank. I
think you mentioned that maybe not in terms of getting finance, but like because everything is so new in Dubai, they don't have any, ancient systems and everything like that.
Yeah, Dara spoke about that.
Dara said it. He was on about the HSE maybe or something like that. He said, they're just like everything is new systems. It's kind of like new money. It's a new place and everything like that. And they're like, right, we're starting from fresh. We don't have any legacy old systems to work with. So what would be the best system? Whereas in Ireland, we're running the same systems for ages. There's slight little tweaks, and it's kind of like it's an old boys club. A lot of things, banking and legal things in Ireland, it's an old boys club, and like
it's difficult. Yeah, like everything in Dubai, like for property purchase, is all in the blockchain. So your title deed is on a blockchain. So like if you lose it, you just get a new one off the app.
You have to get a carrier pigeon in Ireland.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So like even I have to go sort out something today, and I needed my birth certificate. My birth certificate is this size. I never seen it before. It's folded out with stamps on it and all that. It was in great condition. Fair play to my parents, but I was like, I've never even seen that before. You know what I mean? That's not what I thought my birth certificate looked like.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah, but so like that, and then obviously on the bubble, because people always talk about that, right?
You'd have to. Well, I think it's an Irish thing to ask about that because Ireland was so badly stung back in 08, 09.
Of course.
Now I think they're overcompensating. Things are doing well at the moment, and if anything, like banking and a lot of things are gone even more tight. Like it's an absolute faff to get anything done. Worse than it's ever been. So they're almost like we have too much nightmares from the past. And even the TikToks comments saying, "Oh, this is a bubble now. It's going to burst." It's not. It's different now than it was in 08 or 09. Because everyone is not allowed to be leveraged up to the bubbles.
No, you can't leverage. You can't have like zero deposit mortgages anymore.
That was silly.
Yeah, they're not giving you over. Like I always remember the story. I worked with this guy in Kilkenny, and he was telling me when he got his mortgage.
Before the crash.
Like fucking. He was like, they were like, "Oh, do you want a car? Like, give you an extra $100,000, you can buy a car." This kind of shit.
Literally true. Like
silly. But to answer your question, so like about the price of property in Dubai, that's where I always bring it down to that. So like I showed you at the event, I showed everyone at the event, like the top 100 cities in the world.
63 or 64.
Yeah, so we were ranked like 63rd in the top 100 cities in the world for price per square foot, and Dublin was like 50th. So like no one thinks Dublin's in a bubble. No one thinks Dublin's
going to... They do a little, like...
Do they a little bit? Yeah, okay.
I think so. But no, it's not to say a bubble, but like they do think it's massively overpriced.
It is expensive. Yeah. It is expensive.
But again, a lot of people that give out about things in Ireland in general are not familiar with other countries. People that give out about Ireland the most are people that never leave Ireland. Right?
Yeah, of course.
If you see like if you think it's going to be cheap buying a house in Paris or Munich or Singapore, or take your pick.
Anywhere,
capital cities are very expensive, hugely expensive, and that's the same across the world. Like
Dublin's turned into a major city, right? So it's not as what it used to be.
As well as that, it's a kind of a technological hub, and there's a lot of multinationals there with employees making well into six figures, right? So they can afford more expensive products.
And there's huge foreign investment, and I don't think people realize that. Like Dublin's like massive Chinese investment. I'm working with a lady at the moment who was meant to come to the event, but she was busy. But she deals exclusively in selling Irish properties to high net worth Chinese individuals. That's all she does. That's her job.
And like, why are they picking Ireland?
Well, the reason they originally picked Ireland was because there was a golden visa situation in Ireland a few years ago, where if you invested €1 million, you get an Irish passport. And like the Irish passport's like top 3 passports in the world, right? So like €1 million for an Irish passport is, if you have €1 million, pretty good deal. Like,
is that still available? Like,
no, not available anymore. No, but I think they just kind of, all their mates are making good money here. They're happy here. And they'll sell them. That's the problem. They'll sell them all the shit. So like there was a new build sale, I don't know what it was, in Dublin recently. It was all over RTE, and all the people were queuing up to buy it, all the Irish people, and then it was all sold out. And apparently it was just one Chinese vulture fund just bought the whole thing, like. So
what were they like? There's massive uproar online whenever the vulture funds or whatever buy up, and I totally get where people are coming from.
Me too. Yeah.
What do these investors do? Are they renting it out to people?
Yeah, they just rent them out. Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's not all bad then if you're providing rental properties. So like, it's not a case of they're getting them and burning them.
No, it depends who you're asking though, right? Like, people want to get out of renting, so that's like the whole point, like, isn't it? Because when you're renting, you're lining someone else's pockets, and then people have a lot of opinions about how many properties one person should be allowed to own and all that kind of stuff. So like, to bring it back to what I do, Dubai will sell stuff to like vulture funds or whatever, but they'll sell it like a floor, 2 floors. They won't allow someone buy a whole building most of the time. Not that Dubai doesn't, the developers don't, because they know they can sell them one by one. And they don't want someone controlling the rent in a building. Because if they're the developer, they're still in charge of the security, they're still in charge of it. And if you've got one, let's say, owner in the building, but they just own every individual unit, they don't own the building. So they still need to be, they're paying all your service charges. So if something goes wrong with them, they stop paying you, you're screwed, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they like to individually sell a lot of their properties, which does happen. Like, so the purchasing power, like 226,000 properties sold last year in Dubai, individual units, like.
226? That's a lot, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially of a 4 million population. So there's a lot of I know there's overseas investments and everything like that.
It's a lot of units sold, like, so, and most people own. When you talk to people in Dubai, most people own a property or are buying a property or have bought a property or something, like, so. Yeah, it's like a lot more common in here, I think.
And just overall, I suppose from we can get into a bit more details and things, like, you know, if money was the same, like, are you enjoying selling property more than you were, say, selling cars?
Yeah.
Like, pretend it was the exact same, money was the exact same, let's say.
Yeah, what I don't miss about selling cars is like the aftermath of it, right?
Like the warranty stuff?
Yeah, warranty stuff and stuff like that. Now, I know, like, even here, we didn't overly deal with it. But you're still kind of involved in it, right?
You get the message, or you get the
call, you get a message, you get a call.
Text on a Saturday or Sunday, or
whereas usually in Dubai, it's more like, we're so happy that we bought this. You're like, afterwards, I've once ever, and it's only been recent, have I had like a comeback about a property I sold, whereas like there was like a leak in it or whatever. But I was just explaining to them, like, well, you bought a 5-year-old property, there's a leak in it. Yeah, I can't help you. You just need to contact your developer.
You'd always get fucking
there's always something. But like, do I enjoy selling properties more than cars? I think I just enjoy doing deals.
Yeah.
I think I'm like, and it's probably not the best thing to say, I don't think I'm the best real estate agent, in the sense of like going around to houses, helping people find their family homes. I think I'm more of a broker in the sense of like, I like putting deals together for people. People give me a budget. I like the challenge of like finding something that would give them the best return. So I'm more dealing with investors really than like
the investors kind of
that's like my bread and butter, like
that kind of suited you. So we'll just take people on a little bit of a journey. So you were on leasing at the start, right?
Yeah.
Money isn't great in leasing.
No, it can be good. Like,
well, like it's not as good. Like, what would you average for what were you averaging for euro to you for your average rental deal?
Oh, not good. I was
1,500 quid.
I was averaging about €1,000 maybe. Because I was doing a lot of these split deals, so they were even less, €500.
Like you'd want to be, especially with cost of like you'd want to be doing a lot of deals in the month to make.
Yeah,
it
you want to be doing like 10 deals, like 8 to 10 deals.
Yeah. And then when you have to do a lot of cold call and everything like that, whereas
and you're doing a lot of running around for leasing. That's the other thing. Like.
A lot of running
around.
Yeah,
and then the owners respect you a little bit less. So
you
turn up with their
Kia.
I had a little Nissan Sunny.
Nissan Sunny.
And you turn up to like, I remember this one particular guy. I'll never forget him, to be honest. And he lived like slightly outside Dubai, where a lot of local people live. And I was like, I have your checks, like 200,000 dirhams worth of checks, where it's 50 grand worth of checks. Can I drop them off? He's like, yeah, this is my pin. There'll be a big gate. Just park outside the gate. I'll come out. I was like, okay. He left me sitting out there for 40 minutes. Like. And he was inside, like he just came out eventually. Do you know what I mean? Just whenever he felt like he wanted to come out.
Big gaff.
It was a big gaff, yeah. But like a lot of these locals, like I don't think he was like.
Was he local? Was he?
Yeah, he was local. I don't think he was like overly wealthy, but a lot of locals get like gifted land and stuff in Dubai. So like they always have nice big houses, but I don't think he was like a
sheikh or.
Yeah, no, he was nothing crazy like that. But it was just like he just didn't care. I could sit out there for the night. He didn't care. He knew I wasn't going to leave because I had to give them to him. And he had the keys, so I needed the keys. So it was just like
you were kind of the
so
run around.
That's what I didn't like, and I think it's different when you're younger. But for me, as I said, like I've done my running around. Like I've been in car sales where when you begin, you do a lot of running around. So I'd done all that already.
You want to be treated. I think your CV had earned you a little bit more respect than that at that stage. Especially so many years in. I get that. Yeah.
So you're talking like I was making probably like per month around €2,000 ish a month in leasing. Which isn't enough when you're living in Dubai.
No, not at all. And then after you went into sales, then now as people have we've probably touched on already, like it's all commission only, right?
Yeah.
So you have no base salary. So you want to. I think you mentioned before, in order to move over there, I think €20,000 was the figure you had in mind.
That's what I tell people. Yeah. So
to be comfortable and not under pressure. People go over. If you go over less than 10 grand, I think you're going to be under massive pressure. Like
10, 11 grand is what most companies will tell you. I'm more than aware of my spending habits, so I needed more.
Yeah.
Like if you were half smart and half frugal, you would have been fine. But I'm the least frugal person ever, so I knew I needed probably double what everyone else needed. Like and I always advise accordingly because like I can't advise on something I don't know, so I advise on how I act. And I don't drink much or anything like that, but I know like I was going to eat out, I was going to do this, I was going to do that.
You don't want to be like pot noodle situation.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like, so €20,000 is what I tell people.
And you would burn through that because like, and then you go into sales then, and I think like it's not a case if you start in sales and then in 2 weeks later then you're getting 10 grand commission. It's like it doesn't work like that. I presume you have to build your pipeline in sales as well. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Like I done my first sales deal. It took me 6 weeks.
But when did you actually get the money?
And then I didn't get paid for that for probably 3 months after. I actually got paid on my second deal quicker than I got paid in my first deal, which can happen too sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like realistically, you might do a deal in 3 months and then you might wait 3 months to get paid. Off plan's even worse.
Yeah.
Off plan can take even longer. Like I done a deal in February and I got paid for it last week.
Yeah.
So that's
it is. But again, it's all. I think a lot of it is kind of if you're doing, and like you said, what you did as well, you kind of staggered out some of the, kept some of the money getting deals to give you a salary throughout the year. So therefore, if you're waiting 6 months to get paid on a big deal, it doesn't matter because you still have your wages every month.
So
essentially,
that would be my biggest piece of advice that I didn't do straight away. Is if your company will do it, leave your commission in the company. It was different for me because I got a nice deal, so I was able to leave and take a nice bit. But if you're only doing like small deals all the time, just ask them to keep it, leave it stack up, and give you like an average salary out of it. Like, because it's just most people can't handle getting like 10 grand into their account. They'd be much better off getting 3 or whatever, or something like that, like 3,200 a month, rather than getting 10 grand all at once. Like.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. But it's and what was you said you did a first deal in 6 weeks time, or 6 weeks in, and you got a couple of them there. When you were starting out, what's the average amount that, like, not in particularly those specific deals, what's the kind of, you're a startup broker, what would be the average amount of commission they get out of a normal deal, let's say on a one bed, like, or something like that? It's a 5 to 10 grand or something like that?
So that I can talk about that particular deal. It was a 1 bedroom. It was an off-plan resale that I sold, which means that someone else bought it off-plan and then he wanted to sell it before it was finished, which is kind of they can be hard deals to do because you've nothing to advertise. You've no photos, you've no anything. So you're basically selling an off-plan without the benefit of the lower deposit because they need to pay the deposit. Yeah. The only side to this one is the person selling it needed it gone, so she sold it less than what she paid for it 2 years ago. So the guy got a cheap property. So he bought a 1-bed for 740,000 dirhams.
Which is just under 200 grand, 180, 200
Yeah,
grand.
yeah, but just under, even less, yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
And he had to come up with 60% up front and then pay the rest on a payment plan. Now that unit actually handed over, so I sold that like over a year ago and I handed over 2 months ago, and now he's got it rented out for 80k. So
pretty good,
80k
pretty good
a year,
yield,
yeah.
like,
So he's getting like net like 9 point something%,
Pretty good, yeah.
which is pretty good, especially on that amount of money, because it's
Yeah.
like a small amount of money in when you're looking at properties in Dubai. So my commission on that was 4% of 740k.
So what's that?
Which is
28,000,
30,000 dirhams.
7.5 grand. Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah, and then I would split that.
It's split. It usually starts at 50%, is it?
Yeah. So like most agents would be 50-50.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Yeah, and then I know some places they can be 60-70 if according to how class you are, like you have on the board or anything like that. Like,
so I would have netted home about 4,000 or 5,000 euros from that deal.
Yeah. So, and then that's like when you're again, and when it's tax free is the killer. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you might get 100, 200, whatever it is from selling a car in Ireland, but when you after your basic and all that, after a little bit of wages, then you're paying half of it in tax. Like, do you know what I mean? So to get that kind of amount of money, and I know it's you've no basic salary, and I know you can go a while without deals, but like it's nice money. Like,
no, it's great money. It's great money, and once you get going. And it's always coming, like, that's when it gets obviously
like,
more fruitful.
And I know you've done a lot of deals here, and obviously Ireland's not ready for the specifics, and I know you've been doing really well so far this year. We won't go into too many specifics, but like, just to give people an idea in terms of like what top brokers make in Dubai, like what kind of figures have you seen, or have you heard people
what
making,
I've seen, and these are not my figures,
but what you've seen, like, say,
like, let's say, and I won't even talk about Strata because it's too close to home, but I've seen in like other companies, let's say the top biller in one of the biggest companies in Dubai last year, and this is actually, okay, that's what I was about to say, sound a little bit racist, but there's British brokers, like European brokers, Western brokers, and then there's actually like brokers from Asia, like Pakistan and India, and they're on a complete different level. So I'll talk about like British brokers for a minute. So there's like the top broker, let's say in House and House, would probably put on the board between 12 and 14 million dirhams a year.
That's for the company.
That's for the company.
And he'll get whatever split.
And he'll probably, let's just call it 50-50 just for the sake of argument. So he'll net 7 million dirhams, which is about 1.5 or so million euros into his pocket in a year. Now, there's a broker, and I won't say his name because I don't want, whatever, I don't want to give him, I don't want to give him any clients. But there's a broker from Lebanon who I know, and he's quite public, and he posts all his deals, and it's very easy for me to know how much commission he makes because I can check because he's an off-plan broker.
Is 4% the standard rate?
So 2% buyer, 2% seller.
Yeah, but the real estate agency gets 4%, and that's pretty much industry standard, is it?
Yeah, for secondary market.
Secondary market. What's off-plan?
Off-plan can vary from like 3 to 5.
You were saying we get up to 10 for the fucking. But say 3 to 5. Yeah, okay.
Give 10%. So 3 to 5%. And then a split. But like this guy from Lebanon, I'm actually reading his books after I saw how much commission he makes. I added up his commission for June, and his June commission from what he's posted about selling, so that's only what he's posted about, it was 8 million dirhams on the board for June. Now he's probably on an 80-20 split. So
he's getting
80%. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I don't know that, but I'd imagine he's at least getting 70%. He's not getting less than 70% of 8 million, which I don't know if we can do maths there. I'm not really... 5.5 million dirhams, let's say, which in 1 month is like 1.3 million euros, and that's only June, and that's the middle of summer. This guy's doing that every month nearly.
I think like that. This is unfathomable amount of money for anyone really. But the
reason he's doing, sorry, let me just be clear, because I'm not saying that someone like me can never do that, but the reason that these guys from like Middle East and let's say Asia, like Pakistan, India, the reason they can do that is because that's how they buy properties. They buy off plan, they won't pay interest, they save money and they put it into investments. Whereas in Ireland, everyone's used to mortgages, down payments, all that kind of stuff. So if I'm selling to like someone from India or Pakistan, my job is so much easier because they don't need explaining on payment plans. They don't need explaining on off plan. They trust off plan because they've done it their whole life. The whole of their country is built on off plan. Their grandparents were buying off plan. Where here that doesn't happen. So for him, not saying his job's easier, he's obviously fantastic at it, but it's a lot easier for his clients to say yes and spend a lot of money because this is just normal to them. It's like me trying to sell mortgage properties. So in general, Western people, British, Irish, that kind, tend to dominate more so the secondary market in Dubai, and then more these Asian brokers tend to dominate the off-plan market because of that.
Yeah.
They will sell, like, when you think you're doing good, and if you meet one of these guys, like, they are on a different level. They're selling 20 off-plan properties a month. Like, I'm selling 2.
It's inspiring though, isn't it? Like, cause I love going to I love going to Dubai even plenty of times, and I love, even when I do the Bumblebee run and everything, that I love being around people that are doing so much better than me. It's humbling, it's insane, but it drives you on, like, you know. I said, and over in places like Dubai, like, you're surrounded by such wealth, like majority, like a lot of the big wealth, like, you're never going to get there, but it's nice to see it. I mean, even if you can get to a percentage of it, you're like, that's not, you know, it's inspiring though, isn't it? Like,
it's super inspiring.
And you're saying as well, there's such a culture as well within real estate agencies. I think you told me this before, where everyone knows what the other person is making and everything like that, and it's kind of like you talk about money, you talk about this and that. Like, you cannot do that in Ireland. I put up a comment the other day. Someone asked me, how much salary did you pay yourself? I was like, I have a 6-figure salary, whatever. Like, you know, I got 2 comments under it in the last couple of weeks. One about my wedding thing. It's like, easier to afford that with a 6-figure salary. I was like, that's a 6-figure salary. Like, God, priced above like a year now, not a fucking. Lads making that in a month over there. And like, they cannot fathom openness money wise, or they cannot fathom big amounts of money, like.
And as well as inflation as well too. Like maybe this is a little bit wrong, but like, I don't know the exact maths, but like 100 grand a year now is like, what, 50 grand a year or 60 grand a year 5 years ago?
Yeah, like 100 grand a year is well, first of all, you're going to take home, let's say, 5 grand a month, right?
Yeah.
Which is 60,000 a year. You pay the rest of it in tax, right? And like, it's still a very high salary, but it's not the same as it was, like, you know, back 10 years ago, 100 grand was like, all right, fucking baller.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, still, don't get me wrong, very good salary, and still probably top 20% in Ireland and all that, but like, it's especially if you're in Dublin, you're fucking very less than 100 in Dublin. You're certainly not buying a house by yourself anyway.
No.
But it's a different culture over there, and it's I like it. Like, it's obviously, it's yes, for people that are driving it on or in commission kind of jobs and everything like that, it's a nice kind of
and you just have to be careful, right? Like, not to live beyond your means.
That was my next question.
Like, which is so easy to do. Like I've done a few things where I was like, shit, should I have done that? But at the end of the day, like, again, I've lived beyond my means before, so I know how it can go. So I'm a little bit better at it now than I would have been. So like, my clothes, like, I still buy like Zara, Massimo Dutti. I'm not wearing like Loro Piana shirts and stuff like that. Like, okay, I might buy expensive pair of shoes the odd time, or my car was probably like a little bit more than I was comfortable buying.
Nice car, yeah. You one up to me. I have an X5 too, but it's the older model one. I have a 2021 range one. You were 24, is it?
24, yeah. Got
the 50, it's not the 50. Was it 50i? Is it?
No, so it's the 40i.
Petrol.
Yeah, 3-litre petrol V6.
Yeah.
He told me there's a 40i.
Have you collected it already?
Yeah, I picked up the day before it came.
You like it?
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah,
even the color, I
saw a nice color. Yeah,
the color is like Brooklyn grey.
Yeah. Really
and
nice.
M Sport Pro, which I don't know a whole lot about what that means, but
does it have Harman Kardon?
Yeah, nice. And the seats massage me. Yeah, and and it has like vented seats. So I wasn't going to buy it, but the only thing is, so the warranty was until January 2029.
Oh, that's good.
And the service pack, including brakes and discs, is until January 2029 as well.
Really good.
Which is really good because it's obviously already a year old. So there's 14,000 kilometers on it. I've actually already posted about how much I paid for it. So it's like 74,000 euros.
And what just I was asking you, what did you finance a bit, or?
Yeah, I financed. So I put 20% down.
Yeah.
And then I financed it at 3.4%.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very low.
Yeah, I could have got it at 2.9%.
What's the monthly on that then? Just out of curiosity.
I think I'd have to double check it to be sure. I think it's like 4,800 dirhams. It's got a 5,000 dirhams a month.
Yeah.
Which is like 1,200 euros.
1,200 euro a month. Yeah.
Which sounds about right. But like, I think that car here, I know you can't get that car here because of the engine, but I'm sure it's over 100 grand here.
A 24 X5, well, in a hybrid, it's still 100 grand. Yeah. If not a shade with it. But no, around 100 grand for a hybrid one. If you're getting a petrol one, it'd be way more again. Like, and probably in that spec. New, they're not mental money new in Ireland. The hybrids aren't, because the VRT is quite low.
Yeah.
Hybrid, well, not mental, but like they're 112, 115 for a spang new one. But again, that's just hybrid. But anything other than hybrid or electric in Ireland is mental money. Like, you know, that's why the new M5 is selling really well, because they're hybrid.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Okay. And like, instead of being 200 grand, they're like 140. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is,
but it's a huge difference.
No, it's massive. They're actually cheaper than the M3. You know, at the moment, like, because the M3 is just straight petrol.
Yeah.
I was listening to on a different note. I was listening to a podcast the other day because we mentioned about wasting money in Dubai. It was actually you know, I got White and Co. Callum White.
Yeah.
I was listening. I went on a bit of a Dubai real estate binge over the weekend.
Callum is brilliant.
He's really Scottish
really
guy.
Good.
Really good talker. I really enjoyed it. I listened to his podcast, but he was the guy that was interviewing him asked him what are the most common mistakes you can see people making when they make a few quid, and I think what he recommended, what you should do, get a decent car but not a flash car, because you want to be showing up to viewings, you know, be treated with a bit of respect, not in any sense only. Pay your rent off in one go for the year, so at least you're not under pressure for that and all that. What would you say? Obviously you think that's probably his solid advice, I'd say.
Yeah, I think his, like, look, at the end of the day, like Callum White, like any of my directors, Gino, Che, Gary,
they're all young though, aren't they? Like they're
all young. These are all
younger than me.
They're all 30. Yeah, they're all younger than you. Yeah, every single one of them is younger than you. I don't know what age Callum. I actually don't know Callum, but we know.
No, he's
we know each other, but he's in his 30s. Like,
he's in his 30s. Yeah, but like, they're young guys.
My boss is like, I think Che only turned 30 like this year. Gino's like 33 or something. Gary's like the same age. So like these are young guys, like really young. Then yeah, like whatever they say, I kind of do. That's kind of my rule. And it sounds a bit silly. Obviously, we're really lucky because Che, Gary, and Gino are all so different. So when they give advice, I actually go to all three of them a lot of the time, and I'll take a pinch of what each of them say. Or like, for example, if it's about something that I think one of them maybe has done more of or whatever, I might talk to just them. But like, if Callum's saying something, it's probably right. 500 broker company, like one of the biggest companies in Dubai. He's like 30 something years old. He's got brokers in there that are doing 10+ million a year. Lots of them. Do you know what I mean? Like Dave, even Dave O'Keefe. Dave O'Keefe. Like I'm getting on really, really well with him.
Didn't he? I know him. Years.
I done a deal with him.
Nice, really good guy. He's doing really well over there as well.
He's doing really well. He got associate director recently. I won't say what he had to do to get it because I'm not sure if he said it or not. But yeah, so like you have to make a lot of money to get that.
No.
It's really, really good. And I've done a deal with him, and he's like one of the easiest deals I've ever done. It actually got difficult at the end, but not his fault. But like closing the deal, doing the viewings, he was so good. But like, yeah, Callum has a really good company. His advice, that's what I did. So basically, I didn't pay my rent up front. I paid in quarters. But next year I probably will pay it up front. But with the car, I was like, right. I was looking at Range Rovers. I was looking at 8 Series. I was looking at X5. I was looking at a few different things. Then I was like, well, if I spend an extra 200,000, which is 50 grand, but like when you're in dirhams, it sounds less. I was like, I could actually have a G-Wagon. I could do this. I could do that. All of a sudden, I'm like, right, hold on, fucking relax a second here.
I think it's better even for maybe you probably could have stretched to it, but like it's almost nearly nicer to build to that point as well. If your first car over there that you bought, which it was, is a G-Wagon,
it'd be silly.
One, it's going to put you under a bit of pressure, and two, like build to that point. It'd be nice to say, do you know what? Even if you set yourself a goal, it's like, right, if I build this much this year or next year, I might treat myself then. Like, but again, you have a 24 X5, unbelievable. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Car, I know you can be surrounded by Lambo Jeeps. And
but that's where it is. So that's what I was going to say. So like, someone's always going to be doing better than you, and you have to just know that. Someone's always going to have something nicer than you, have a better watch. You can buy a steel Daytona, they'll have a gold Daytona. You can buy a Patek Philippe and they'll have an RM. Whatever it's going to be, there's always someone going to be.
And is there a lot of like Mickey swinging over there? I would imagine there is.
Yeah, there is. Like even I do a bit of, like everyone does.
I always find there's not a. I always use the example of when I had the Porsche for that. You go up to Tesco and you feel like a knob, like, you know, driving the Porsche. But it's not that in Dubai because everyone's
similar. Yeah,
you know, everyone
like
is similar.
When I got my watch, for example, I went into work and everyone's like talking. You're like Nathan's like, oh, Gino got a watch, and then like you're all, oh, let me try it on, and he's taking off his Patek, handing you the Patek to hold while he tries on your watch. Just shit like that, like well, I don't know if that actually happened, but you know what I mean. That's like the kind of culture about it. Like, so you're Mickey swinging, but everyone's happy for you. Do you know what I mean? No one's like, oh, fuck that guy or whatever. Like, you might get a bit jealous, especially when you're trying to get there. I know there was times like last year where I was like, I'd love a Rolex now or whatever, and then someone get one and I'd be like, oh, let me see it, and you're like looking at it and stuff.
I think you waited until you were actually had done. This is your first. Like, I know you did okay last year, but you're doing very well this year. Now it's the right time. Like,
and even then I waited because I had other things I wanted to do. Do you know, like we've been reading books for years, Tim Ferriss, all these people. So I like wanted to have like a emergency fund. Yeah. I wanted to have like a certain amount in stocks, a certain amount in crypto, a certain amount in savings. Before then, I went and got a car, watch, and all this other stuff. So like I'd done it pretty smart. Paid off any debt. I didn't have a massive amount of debt. I owed my dad like $5,000. Paid him. I had to pay some referrals. I pay out referrals. That hurts. they're great. Like obviously the referral is like how the business happens.
Yeah.
But like I've paid out, like, without getting into figures, I've paid out yearly salaries this year in referrals. Like, so if anyone has referrals, send them to me, please.
You're paying out them?
Yeah, I'm paying out. But like, yeah, so they obviously hurt a little bit sometimes.
But it's
it's just you have to get out of the mindset of it. Like, I've stopped converting back to euros. Because that's the killer. You won't spend anything if you're converting everything back to euros. You have to think about it in dirhams.
Yeah.
And I was saying to my dad, like, making 100 dirhams is a lot easier than making 25 euros. Like.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same amount of money, 100 dirhams comes a lot easier than 25 euros. So it's like,
yeah, no, I do.
And I feel like in my head, when I go out, I'm like, okay, I'm spending at least 100 dirhams. No matter what I'm doing, I'm getting a coffee, 2 coffees, well, 100 dirhams is going to leave my pocket. Whereas I think in Ireland, it's still more like a tenner is the price you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're not thinking 25 euros every time you leave. You're thinking like a tenner.
Yeah, you think, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Whereas for us, it's 100 dirhams. So like the money comes and goes a little bit quicker, I think. Yeah. So you have to be careful. Sorry, yeah.
No.
So what Callum was saying, you have to be careful. You can't bite off more than you can chew because you're fucked otherwise.
And if you've seen lads that are to go over and they start first big paycheck and they start,
Yeah, I see it all the time. Like, see it all the time. Like a lot of my friends wouldn't, but a lot of my friends are a lot more experienced than me anyway. But you see what people you see a fella and be like, oh, he must be doing really, really well. He bought this, bought that, he has this and that, or whatever it is. And then you like, I'm nosy, so I like message someone in their company that I know. Oh, what's this fella after doing? He's like, oh, he's done fuck all. It's like, oh, okay. But then so he's done one thing, and all of a sudden, and like before I bought anything, like I hired like content creators. I've hired all this stuff, so I have like outgoings for that as well. I've built a website which is coming live like soon, so I paid up front for that. And that was before I bought a car or a watch. So I bought all of these other things.
That was sensible in fairness,
But again, I'm older too, right? I have the experience of like having done stupid stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of these guys that come over, they're 20, 21, they start making this kind of money. So they're going to do something silly.
Exactly.
But they can afford to do something a little silly too. Do you know what I mean? They have time.
You would have obviously not Dubai standard, but like you would have been on decent money for a good few years in Ireland, like do you know what I mean? Especially for a lad in his 20s, like so you've wasted money on things before, like so it's not a big novelty. It's not the first time in your life you've had fucking a few quid, like
exactly.
You know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense, like.
Yeah.
What would you say? Is there any correlation in Dubai between the lads that have a sales experience at home and the lads that make good brokers? You get what I mean? Because say Dave O'Keefe, like he was he always was kind of a bit of a salesy kind of guy, but he was a cheesemaker. Like,
I think he was like a manager in a cheese.
Yeah, he was. I think he was Dairy Gold and all that. Like, you came over from car sales. Are there particular industries that do well when they come over?
Not just saying it because there seems to be a correlation between car sales and selling real estate.
Remember the fella you sent me? Is it Dubai George?
Yeah. He was a car salesman.
Yeah.
There was
he's doing well. He was cars. I followed him on Instagram then.
He's doing brilliant. Like,
but he was car salesman.
There's a few car salesmen. I can't think off the top of my head now. There's a few lads who went from car sales to real estate. Real estate agents from other countries that come over don't tend to do as well.
Really? Yeah.
Which is very strange. And I don't know, obviously I've never done the job before, but from talking to people here the last few weeks, it seems like the job here is very different to the job there.
I'd say so, yeah.
And if you have it in your head one way to do things, like if I tell you to come sell cars in a place that sells cars a different way, it's going to be like, well, but I do it this way. And then it doesn't work. And it's like, so that's the one thing. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any real correlation. Like our best agent in Strata was a stockbroker.
Okay, yeah, so that wouldn't,
So it's not like, I'm sure he probably had to do a little bit of selling something, but like and then second was a real estate agent in Lithuania, and then third is me this year, let's say. And then last year, I don't know what the lads who kind of finished top last year done.
You're third in the place?
Third in the company at the moment.
In the whole company?
Yeah.
Well done.
I
know you just one or two very big deals, but like that's brilliant.
So like
buzzing with that, yeah.
Yeah, buzzing. Yeah, 2, 3, and 4.
How many brokers in your place?
90, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 90 at the moment, I think.
Not bad. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
2, 3, and 4 were all within like very, very close. One deal could put fourth into second place.
Yeah.
Any of us could move around 2, 3, and 4. One is miles ahead. But yeah, 2, 3, and 4, even 5 is all very, very close. It could interchange at any point, like. Yeah.
And what's your I was curious as well, because like lads that are, there's two questions in this one. Lads that are doing really well, say yourself, you're doing well at the moment, and you might next year. like what's the 3 and 5 year plan first of all, and what in general do when lads have like, say if a broker has an unbelievable year and make €1 million, we'll say 4 million dirham, right, whatever, like what do they do with it, right? Is everything kind of investing for the future, or do lads be spaffing money, or what's the general what strategy are you being advised? Let's say let's say if you've an unbelievable 3 years, right, and you're 30 and you've made bank, what's the plan?
So a lot of people from what I see that have done it really well for a long time is they all tend to own like 5 to 10 properties
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of it is that. There's some fellas that I follow now that I don't personally know, like some of the biggest agents in Dubai. They seem to like own businesses, like not real estate businesses. They do their real estate and they own like a gym, or they're part owner in a smoothie thing or whatever. So they tend to invest a lot. Some lads will just spoof it away. Is what it is. But I think if you have a lot of cash, it's very easy to make a lot more cash in Dubai because you're a broker. So you hear about these really good deals and cheap deals before they come out, and they tend to buy them up. The advice,
if you have cash waiting for these things,
you can just jump on them quick. So like Gino, like who I would look at as like my mentor in Dubai, and he's my boss in Dubai. I just try to kind of follow what he does. Like, so he's like buys up properties when they come. If something's good, he buys it, but he won't buy something just because it's exciting. If it's really, really good, he'll buy it, and he's always ready to buy it. And he'd buy a fair amount of stuff throughout the year, buy it and sell a lot of stuff. So I think that's the best idea. What 5-year plan is so hard to say. Like
I don't even know a 5-year plan. I have a fair idea, but like things change.
Yeah, things change. Like the way my life is last year and this year is so different. So is next year going to be so extremely different again? It's impossible to say. I don't know. Dubai moves so quick. I feel like we're moving at like 3 years every 1 year. Do you know what I mean? So like things can change so drastically. Like this time last year, like I just met my girlfriend. I wasn't living with her. I wasn't making much money. I was like 3 or 4 months in sales. And then a year later, like we're living together almost like 9 months or whatever. Things are going really well. We have a cat, making fucking loads of money. You know, like my life is completely different now than it was 12 months ago.
And go back to your life being completely different. Like in what way?
Just in the position I'm in. So like my day to day is probably the same for the most part.
I work day to day stuff, but like you're supposed to
just like with the position I'm in. Like, you know what I mean? Like
nice car. Like, do you do any? Does your people who haven't been there doesn't realize like you can spend so much money in Dubai, but there's such amenities or amenities available to you, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is on your touch of a button essentially.
Like, yeah, well, like so, like
do you have any
2 weekends ago, for example? So it was like our 1 year anniversary, like last month. So 2 weekends ago, we went to Abu Dhabi. Alex got me a track drive around the Abu Dhabi Formula 1 track in a
Class.
Yeah, it was like they had this like. You know me with cars, and I'm not great. Aston Martin Vantage, like V10, like racing car. So I had like
around the Formula 1 track.
Yeah, around the F1 track in Abu Dhabi. Yeah,
class.
So it was like 20 minutes. I think it was 12 laps or something like that.
Yeah.
But like it was hot, like super hot. You're obviously in a full suit. The car has nothing in it. It's bare. Like even the steering wheel is like one of the F1 wheels. Like.
Was it good?
But I was sick. Yeah. I wasn't
Did you drive it like?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
so I had a passenger like pilot or whatever.
Fast.
It was really fast. Yeah, I was doing like 310 kilometers an hour on the straight, something like that.
Class.
Crazy, yeah. So went down, we done like a tour of the whole place, done that, went and got some food, and then drove back home from Abu Dhabi. And I was like, well, that was just a Sunday, like. Whereas, like, I think sometimes I don't appreciate that kind of stuff that I'm doing, like, or like, we went
people do that and it's like once in a lifetime kind of
stuff.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And it was just like, that was just her gift for me. I think it cost like €500 or something to do the whole thing, like. And then the weekend after that, then we did like a little staycay in the desert because I was going away for like 2 weeks. So I was like, oh, we'll go do something nice. So we went to like this hotel in the middle of the desert, like an hour outside of Dubai. You get like this little private 1-bed villa, private pool. You look out and there's like gazelles, camels and everything just wandering around because you're in the middle of the desert. Done like horse riding, all this kind of stuff. That was like 2 weekends in a row. Do you know what I mean? And then like,
I went down to Monarch in Wexford and I thought it was lovely.
But you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm trying to like show off for it. But
it's just that you those opportunities and those things are on your doorstep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so it's just like I think there's always something to do, right? I've done like wakeboarding in like a wakeboarding pool. So it's like this like thing that shows you around.
On Instagram is the wakeboarding is like essentially the surfboard tied onto the boat.
Yeah.
That seems to be a big thing over.
Yeah. So I've done it not on a boat. I've done it on like this machine.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'm not a great swimmer, like, but yeah. So there's always something to do. So like I try my best to take advantage of it, but a lot of the time I'm just working or like relaxing. We go for nice food and stuff like that. The nice restaurants. Don't really drink a whole lot. I've started playing golf recently.
Yeah.
Played my second, because we did a round of golf before, didn't we? But it barely counted for I don't think I did.
You better since then.
A little bit. I got some lessons.
Yeah. Marty's got some lessons now as well.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he got lessons there. I think he got them for Christmas, but he's done a decent few. Like, so he's definitely better than I am now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I haven't really played since last summer now. Like, so.
But so I played. We have like a corporate membership in Dubai Hills Golf Course. So I played there last week. We did we did 17 holes. We had to skip one because there was like an older couple on it, so it was getting dark. But so I'm gonna try to play there like twice a month now if I can as well.
And aside from work, is it like, if you to say your kind of favorite things about living in Dubai, is the amount of stuff that's available to do? Is that a big thing? Or?
For me, not so much, because I like to just relax a lot. I think for me, what it is like obviously the weather. Not right now. The weather like most of the year is really, really nice. And I just like the convenience of things. I like that I can if I want to go to like a restaurant, like if we want Polish food, we go to the Polish restaurant. If we want Lebanese food, we go to one of the million Lebanese restaurants.
Everything's so fast as well. Like
everything's so quick.
Kareem, is that
Kareem? Yeah, there's 20 minutes.
But like, you know, you can get a taxi or whatever to where you're staying really quick. You can get anything actually delivered to you within minutes, nearly.
Within minutes, yeah. So like, I just think it's a good place to live. I think like it's built for
very
people.
Safe as well.
It's built for people to live. It's safe. You can have nice things. You can do whatever you want. If you want to take up whatever hobby you want, there'll be someone there that wants to do it or does it with you or whatever. So I just like the overall thing. But the main thing is obviously tax-free income and the job is booming. That's the main thing. Like, I won't lie about that. That is the main thing. Like,
oh no, that's the biggest thing I look at, especially in Ireland in business. And I'd be saying to the lads the whole time here, like, it's just the tax. Like, the tax. As you start, once your basic needs are met, then you're, you know, and you've a decent salary and all that. And after that, then you realize that everything other than put money into a pension, everything is just tax, and tax heavy as well. Like,
it's super
and even
heavy.
You get taxed half on what you make, and then if you want to invest in something else, what aren't you making that investment is heavily taxed too.
Yeah, and then so, like if you're
taxed way more than 50%.
If you're pass away, like there's inheritance tax, all sorts. Then like people, like you hear stories all the time. People in Ireland get like something given to them when someone passes away, and it nearly cripples them in debt because they can't even get it until they pay a big tax bill.
It's mental. Now again, Ireland isn't the only country that, but when it's in such sharp contrast with Dubai, what is there anything you don't like about Dubai?
Summertime, weather is very hot.
Yeah, it's cruel, I'd say, at the moment.
Yeah, it's cruel at the minute. Yeah, I don't love that. What else don't I like? Traffic's kind of heavy at the moment. They're sorting it out. They have new metro lines coming. They have new roads being built all the time. But the traffic can be a bit mad. People drive a bit, like driving can be a bit mad over there. And that's kind of my two main things, really. Like, I like the high pace. A lot of people won't like the pace of the place.
Yeah,
I personally like that.
Certainly for someone young in your 20s and 30s, like it's a good. If you're ambitious in your 20s and 30s, like it's a pretty good spot. Like,
yeah, it's good, but it can be like sometimes you just need to like take a break. But I've gotten better at like, okay, I actually need a weekend off. And I'll just stay at home and slow it down or whatever. But that would probably be like the pace of things. And I think what some people struggle to do is make friends. I was quite lucky with making friends over there, but I know some people can struggle to like make genuine friends because it can still be a place that people come and go a lot.
I heard that.
Yeah, less than before, but still sometimes people are like, they come there, they'll try and make some friends really quickly, and then they like want to quit or want to leave, or they're doing real estate, they don't get a job because you can't stay there without a job. So if you don't have a job, you have to leave. You have 30 days to get out. Like, so. I think it'd be tough on some people, but that's not so much for me. I've been pretty lucky with making friends over there.
They're really like, it's a lot of the reason, and I'm not saying that's but the problem is like if it's like Dubai and Middle East, it's not a democracy. Like there's the rule and the royal family or whatever, and they decide what happens and all that. Now, for the most part, it's for the benefit of everyone, like and all that. But that's half the reason things just get done because there's way less red tape, way less bureaucracy. I'm not saying their system is perfect, and obviously we have to touch on like. I won't use the word slave labor, but like whenever anyone says Dubai, or what about the rights of the workers and all that, like, like I've been there, right? There is people that get treated like shit over there, like, and my takeaway from being anytime I've been there, and it's true as well. And obviously, people that are doing well, they don't really say it because why would you say it? Because everything is set up in Dubai to have a very comfortable life for Westerners, essentially, like, right? It is now. Now, my argument is like there's a lot of low-paid workers. Obviously, there's like the construction workers who they get paid absolute pittance and live in camps outside the city and everything like that. And there's like the low-paid hospitality workers and everything like that. And then there's the Westerners. You know, there's kind of different tiers of society.
There's tiers.
Excuse me. And the reason I think it works so well, everything works so well, is because there's endless labor.
Yeah.
There's endless staff helping you with things.
Yeah,
You say, oh, you can get a can of Coke delivered in 5 minutes or something like that. You can't do that because you couldn't afford to do it, because if you're paying people 13, 14 quid an hour, you wouldn't be able to get people to do it. Like, I suppose my takeaway was like, my argument was, I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of these people, it's still a better life than they would be living in their home.
That's what
country
they'll tell you, like,
for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.
But what's your kind of take on that? Would you agree with what I said? Like,
yeah, like at the end of the day, because I see it firsthand every day, right? And I talk to them a lot, because a lot of them like to just chat to you if you talk to them, like, and we leave like water outside our flat for them, because obviously we're this time of year it gets very hot, right? And if they're driving around on motorbikes, we leave water with like a little sign like "Take me" or whatever outside the flat. And then you chat to them and you'll ask them like, or a lot of them make TikToks. A lot of them are like quite famous on TikTok. Some of these like noon drivers and stuff.
Really?
Like that. Yeah, they get like really big on TikTok.
Deadly.
Showing their day-to-day life. And like the way they look at it is, okay, like my life might be a bit hard, but both my kids are in school. My missus isn't working back home, and they're like, I can completely fund their life if I just come here for 5 years. And they'll just do it for 5 years and then they go back.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, they and they'll all tell you, taxi drivers when you get the most chatting to them done.
Yeah.
Because like obviously you're
and they're generally speaking, they come on their own. They share whatever accommodation with a few others or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they work for a few years, and then they
do for about 5 years, 4 to 5 years.
And when their wife and kids are at home.
Yeah. Wife and kids are at home. They get 3 or 4 flights home a year. It's only an hour away or whatever. Like, but yeah, they said like, look, my life might not be great, but the amount of money I'm making is like 5 or 10 times what I could make back home, so I can like accelerate my life.
And what are these taxi drivers, or are these delivery? Or what
taxi drivers, delivery drivers, the construction workers? You don't talk to them as much because they're obviously over there, but they all come in the same way. They all come in the same schemes.
Kind of,
and then they just get put in different places. Like the security guards in your building, you talk to a lot.
But like like some of those jobs, like I said, they're not maybe glamorous, but like they're not like the construction work is tough work, right?
Yeah, construction work.
The security guards in the building, like, are that's not a tough job.
The only killer with the security guards is they do long hours. Though.
They do.
So they do like 12-hour shifts.
At least 6 days a week. I'd say.
6 days a week.
Yeah.
So like obviously that stuff, but like my security guard, like from what I can see, he doesn't have any hassle. He doesn't have to argue with anyone. All he's doing is stopping real estate agents. Coming into the building without like a pass to come into the building. That's all they really do. If someone's being a bit loud, they tell them to be quiet, but that doesn't even really happen. Like, so like they seem pretty happy.
Just kind of just meeting and greeting people.
Yeah. And I'm not naive to know that like, it probably is hard on them. Like they're away from their families, they're all this. But like some of the guys I meet are like 19, 20. They're like, yeah, if I do this for a few years, I can save enough money, and then I want to go into real estate. Or I used to work with a guy in house who started off in construction. Moved from construction to like working in an office.
Where is he from originally?
Pakistan.
So you started as a kind of, I suppose, bottom of the rung construction worker in the 50-degree heat in summer, and then he moved his way.
When he was 18, went then to like a year later, got into like an office building. Basically, it's like a office boy they call him. So they'll do like coffees, cleaning, stuff like that. Learned English when he was working in the office. After he learned English, he got hired by a real estate agency in there to do like customer service. Done customer service for a year or two. That real estate agency closed. Went to a bigger one. Went into property management, done property management, went from that to a leasing agent. Now he's a sales agent within like 6 years.
That's very impressive.
Obviously, it's a very long process, right? But he was 18 to what, like 24? And now he's in the same position as anyone else, and his English is perfect. So they're not trapped. They do have the options, but obviously it's not as easy. I'm not naive.
Yeah, and that's not they don't all have that path.
That
doesn't all happen to them.
But it can happen. He's done it. Do you know what I mean?
Again, this is. I feel like a lot of the problems in Ireland would be sorted if we. I feel like, with the housing crisis, right? That will never be sorted if you're just relying on the way current things are currently done. Let's say in Ireland, like what Ireland.
I showed you Ireland are building more houses than Dubai every year. Like I showed you the thing, like 31,000.
Everyone's running at too slow a pace. What essentially Ireland needs, and I've said this, and I don't think I've said it on a podcast, but it does need it, right? You need to bring in a lot of these workers from wherever. There's already a lot of immigrants coming in for various reasons, right? But bring in 20,000 construction workers from the Middle East somewhere, right? And put them up in modular homes or camps, right? In different places, right? And get them, bypass a lot of the planning laws within reason, and get them to build houses en masse, because we need to build about 100,000 houses a year, essentially, or 100,000 units.
Which is crazy, like, yeah.
But just to clear the backlog and all that. And no, don't pay these lads normal money. It's not the case of paying them, it's the lack of labour and the planning is the issue in Ireland. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think planning is an issue, and no one wants to.
And Irish water and everything like that. But everything is the red tape and the bureaucracy. bureaucracy and how slow everything's done. Okay, no, we're waiting on a report for this to be done now to preserve the squirrels in the area.
Yeah.
That's going to be 4 months. We're waiting on that.
Yeah.
This one report. But there's all these type of things. It's like we're in a crisis. Everything could be pushed through real quick during COVID, for example, like, because it's an emergency.
Yeah.
Housing is an emergency, but like I think. And I'm not saying you copy everything, and again, I'm not standing up for everything in the Middle East, but they're doing a lot of things right at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's why the things are getting done.
And that's why it's growing so quickly.
It is,
And that's why, like, we spoke about, like, the exodus of Millionaire, the voluntary...
Especially from the UK.
Nearly 10,000 millionaires left the UK last year, like, and like 3,000 moved to Dubai. And it was the highest amount that they went. And then China is like 16,000 millionaires leaving, like... and I think I presented at the event. It was like... Dubai has like a population of 4 million. Oh no, sorry, UAE is a population of 11 million, and we had something like and then the USA has 300 plus million, and we had double the amount of millionaires moved to UAE over the. It was crazy. Like it's unimaginable. Like I've helped a lot of British millionaires relocate in the last 12 months, like, and they're all just like, well, it's just not working there anymore. And the thing is with millionaires, they don't tie emotionally to things. Like, if it doesn't make sense and it's costing them too much money, not millionaires, anyone really.
With a few quid, like.
But like, if it's not working for them anymore, they're not going to just put up with it. They will just leave. Italy has brought in a new law in Milan, in north of Italy, where they're like brought in new tax laws, and they've seen a huge increase in millionaires moving there. And you can move to like Milan or somewhere in North Italy, and they'll charge you just like a set 5% tax on income generated outside of Italy. Whereas Italy were always like infamous for high taxes, and they've brought that in now, and they've seen huge like growth in their economy there.
Say for example, if you were tax resident in Italy and you own property in Dubai, let's say, you pay 5% tax. That's really good.
Yeah, really, really good. Yeah.
The thing is, people give out about the government in Ireland, right? And obviously they're not fucking perfect. Ireland in general is stuck in a massive state of limbo in terms of like government or changing, and there's kind of a sure, what do we do, like kind of thing, like, but like any of the alternatives in Ireland would actually bring in higher taxes on I won't say millionaires, but on people doing well, and they always seem to forget and thinking that people will move, like,
and they will just leave, and it's
like
happened in the UK.
And like, if we brought in more taxes here, I'd happily up and move, like,
I'm
already absolutely hammered in tax, and so is anyone that owns a business, like, but you have to make it attractive for. I know it's people. The income disparity. There's going to be people doing really well. There's going to be people not doing really well. That's how the world works. That's how the capitalist system works. Like, you know what I mean? That will always happen. Like, but essentially, you can't punish people too much for working harder and doing well either. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what Dubai is like, the capitalism central. Like, isn't it really? Like, and now, I know, I'm not saying everyone has to have 0%.
No, but
tax, but that's not doable.
Everyone can't. But. Yeah, for sure. People will leave, and that's.
And you've seen it in your line of work.
Like,
have you seen? You said a lot of people in the UK. Have you seen Irish people leave to move?
Few people, not as heavily, but like Ireland always follows the UK a few years behind, right? Like, always, like.
I find the UK is definitely a country in massive decline. Like.
Yeah, and you know what? I love it. Like, I love the UK. Like, I'm going to London on Thursday. I can't wait.
I know it gets a bad press, but still a great city.
Yeah, like London is a brilliant city, like one of the best cities in the world.
It is.
But at the end of the day, they're all leaving, and they'll go back to London. Like,
what's the reason for them leaving at the moment?
So this new, I don't know fully much about it, but this like non-domination tax or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually set. Well, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, domiciliary.
Whatever it is. It's safety as well. Safety is a huge concern. Like, if you can't let your daughter like walk down the street to go to school or whatever, like, that's crazy. You don't want to stay there. Like,
you don't know.
Ireland's safe for the most part. I feel pretty safe here for the most part.
You'd rarely walk around in any part of Ireland, maybe late at night in the city or something like that. But like, it's pretty safe.
Yeah, I had a meeting
as things go. I've never felt intimidated. I can't remember the last time I've ever felt intimidated walking around anywhere. Really.
No. I had a meeting in Weir and
maybe city centre Dublin in certain times.
But
maybe.
Even then, like,
it's never. I
was in Weir.
Never been jumped around, like, do you know what I mean?
No. I was in Weir and Sons on Saturday meeting with the head of sales in there, and I was asking him, like, do you get reports of watches being stolen off people? And he said, we've never ever once had someone come in and say their watch was stolen off their wrist.
It happens in
Dublin. Yeah, it happens in London. Like,
you can't wear an expensive watch.
You can't do anything. He said never once. He said the only watches that we get stolen are burglaries, which obviously isn't good. But like, he's like we sell obviously Rolexes, Patek Philippe, AP, everything every day, whatever they're selling. He said we've never had someone come back saying it was stolen off their wrist. in Ireland. But whereas Barcelona or London, somewhere like that.
Yeah, no, it would be. Well,
my friend's chain got taken on Barcelona last week. He didn't even notice. Someone tapped his back. All of a sudden, his chain is gone, which is hidden underneath his t-shirt, like.
Yeah,
and they're good. And
no, they would be like a lot of those. A lot of the European central cities are much worse than Dublin. People think that Dublin's a kip. It's like it's actually it's compared to a lot of these places.
Yeah, it's not. I was very impressed.
It's actually not like.
Yeah.
So we'll just finish up on social media because that's been a big driver of your business. You told me, I think, what you think a lot of your leads come from social media?
90% of them.
90%.
Yeah,
it just goes to show like having a personal brand, especially big in Dubai. I'd say.
Yeah, it is huge. Like that's one thing that my boss Gary would promote the shit out of, like having personal brand. Like himself and Gino, the two of the directors, they've built huge personal brands now. I'm trying to build mine. It's a little bit slow. It's working.
And is the main ones they do is it Instagram and
they're both Instagram heavy. Yeah. They don't. Gino does TikTok, and he does well on TikTok.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even go on TikTok. He has someone else post for him on there. And Gary is kind of YouTube and Instagram.
You've started a YouTube channel recently.
Yeah, I started a YouTube channel. It's hard to keep going though, especially when you don't have any help with it, right?
Like like we obviously just we put the podcast episodes on YouTube and I put up the odd short, but it's time consuming.
For shorts,
TikToks are so easy to do.
Yeah, for shorts, I just post my TikTok on YouTube. But like to do these long-term videos, like I need a setup like this. You need a room with a desk and you can just sit down, press record, do it, and send it away.
But you need, like obviously Paul, Jamie behind the camera, he helps with it, which is great. Like, but like they're freaking time consuming, aren't they? Like. And especially if you're doing like podcast episode grand, you just film one thing. But if you're doing like a vlog or you're doing this and that, that takes time. Like you need a content creator, which is something I'm looking at in the near future. I'm probably just going to take the plunge and go for it if I want to take it up to the next level. But
like we have a team of 20 in Strata.
20.
Yeah, camera crew and editors. Yeah.
Your stuff is quite slick. Like it comes across really, quite well. Really like it looks
they do
good.
Like the Strata vlog twice a month.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's like a 15-20 minute vlog. Like. And it's sick, and that gets good views, like 20,000 views.
Yeah, that's really good.
Views,
yeah. Would you get if you're, let's say for example, if means like, but like the Strata team is for you just doing videos of properties and all that.
Yeah.
You can't use it for your own personal brand. Or every time they can hire you be using them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just for if you're doing a tour of the house or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Or like I have should have next week coming out like a part of the Strata vlog where I had a guy for the day, like a cameraman for the day kind of thing, like.
Oh yeah.
But like it's going on there.
It's going on there, of course. They're the ones paying for it. But yeah, I suppose it's the immediate plan with social media. I suppose keep doing what you're doing and see how it goes.
I'd like a better plan. I'd like to be doing better on it. Like I feel
on social media.
Yeah, I feel like even though my audience is attentive, my growth is slow, and it's like a hard balance. Right, I don't want to make videos that are just going to go viral for views. But I could also do with a few more views. Do that kind of way. I feel like when I worked here, when I first started social media, every video was like 30,000, 40,000, 60,000.
Yeah.
And like Jack Martin now gets like, he records like a 3-second video grunting down the phone. He gets 100,000 views on it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like
a big snotty reply to a
comment or whatever.
200,000 views.
And he's like, oh, it's not good enough. And I'm like, that I'd murder for your views right now. Like So I think that's a bit like I'd like to figure out more. And that event we done is kind of like another way of trying to build personal brand, right? Like everything I do is leading towards that. It shouldn't be my only source. I'm probably a bit heavily relying on leads from personal branding at the minute. And
it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
You could argue double down on it. Like it's not a case. So
I have doubled down on it. So I'm spending money on it every single month now.
Yeah.
Like putting money into it, putting time into it. I'd like to be doing more. I just need to think of more. Do you know what I mean? You nearly think of like a series I can do or whatever. But I put a lot of time into thinking about that. And it just maybe recording a bit more off the cuff stuff like I used to do rather than all the clean cut stuff. But for sure I've doubled down on it. I'd like to get more on top of YouTube, and it's
a slow burner as well though, isn't
I don't mind even the slow burner. Just if I had someone to force me to do that video every week, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, no, that's what I definitely want to do as well.
Like you could do by like booking 6 weeks in advance. So like, well, no matter if I want to do that or not, Joe, Tom from Dublin's coming down in 3 weeks. I have to record that day. And you like pre-commit yourself to things.
Yeah, you'd have to, because we easily get sidetracked here, don't we? We say we do a few TikToks, and then Paul has to collect the car in fucking Wexford, and then, or, you know, I have someone coming in, or the phone's hopping, or the lads are collecting cars, and I end up talking to customers. But you get sidetracked doing other
things. When we were here, like, we'd be trying to record a video, and someone would drive in, you'd be pulling the wigs off.
That still happens here. Like, but like, you have to do it in the morning, first thing in the morning, or else you're not getting it done. Like, but again, you kind of have to have someone else that you're reliant on. Well, this I'm paying this person to come down for the day, so we're doing content for the day. I think you nearly need to have that element of commitment, because it's a very easy thing not to do. Yeah. But then every time we do film a good bit of content in a day, we're like, that was grand, that was easy.
Well, once you get it done,
once you get done, and you figure it out, and you know it's like, what we need to start doing. I know we keep saying it, but I need to sit at home and come up with some more of the comedy stuff, because every single video does well. Minimum 30,000-40,000 views, aren't they? Any of the ones we kind of do.
So many views. Like,
you get numb to it, because we've had a few proper viral ones that got like 200,000-300,000 views. But like 30,000, that's really good. Like,
I sat in a room.
A lot of people look, and there are a lot of views.
Like 67 people in the room. I was blown away. I was talking to 67 people. I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna close so many deals. 67 people. Then, like, my video gets 5,000 views. I'm like, oh, 5,000 views. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you completely lose perception of, if you put 5,000, you couldn't fit 5,000.
You watch some other people's TikTok pages, and they're only getting a couple of hundred views. A lot of people are only getting hundreds. And
80 views.
And if I get under 10,000 views on any of my TikToks, I'm like, that was obviously a shit video.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm so sickened at myself. Shit video. Even if I got 15, I'm like, could have been better. And then if you go over 20, I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But like,
for me, like, if I'm getting over 5 now at the minute, I'm like, okay, that's worth.
Yeah, but sure,
which is just crazy. Like, but the only thing is, my videos people are watching my videos with intent. It seems. Yeah. Even at the event, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I actually saw you on TikTok. I'm watching on TikTok." As I said, a lot of my deals are coming through like.
It's quality of leads rather than quantity. Some of the leads we get from. I put up a TikTok the other day, and they're such muck, aren't they? Like, I put up with all the respect to our followers. I love you so much. But the quality. So I put up a thing about buying cars the other day. I got 50 people message me, right? Grant, I got a couple of deals sorted, and a couple is the optimum word. Like, but you're just sifting through a lot of fucking rubbish. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so again, I wouldn't be all focused on number of views, number of this. You know,
it's quality at the end of the day.
It's quality, and look, the TikTok leads are. TikTok actual leads are of poor quality, but the TikTok reach and the brand awareness and I saw you on TikTok and a couple of months ago I watched your videos, and then 6 months later I'm a serious customer now. It's, the message you get, or the top of the messages you get wouldn't be the hottest leads, but whenever anyone says, and the same with you, if they recognize you, it's off TikTok. Isn't it?
It's always
the same with me. It's off TikTok.
I got my first LinkedIn lead this morning.
Oh yeah,
which was a nice one, because I've been trying to get them for a while.
LinkedIn leads are good if you can get them. I get a couple. Like,
I got one. I won't say his name or the company he owns, but he actually owns a really big company in Waterford. And he texts me and he's like, "Hey, I've been following you on social media for ages. You just popped up on my LinkedIn. I don't know, was it from your post or what was it from?" And he messaged me. He's like, "I want to buy some properties in like 2 or 3 months. Like, let's have a chat and talk me through what I need to be preparing for." I was just like, that's a lead. I can see
that's a lead. This is a person that has a few quid, has money behind him, and
CEO for 13 years. Previous to that, director for 14 years. I was like, hello, welcome.
Step into my office.
But so like obviously, I post on everything: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So 6 social medias. I tried to do this one called Redbox, I think it's called, which is like a Chinese version of TikTok. I know TikTok is Chinese, but it's the one they watch in China. And I was doing like using AI to make me speak Mandarin.
You gotta show me this after.
But do you know what? No, I actually got rid of it because it wasn't working out properly, and it just made me look racist. But it was actually there's a guy in Dubai called Not a Dubai Broker, and he's not a broker, obviously, but he like posts like really good real estate content, like stuff that like someone who's purchasing could trust because he's not selling anything. And he does his ones in Arabic, where he puts like Arabic voices on him, and like it. Yeah, no, his system's obviously better than mine, but I got the idea from him. But me with like Chinese coming out, it just didn't work. But Ryan Serhant does it on that Redbox, but he does it in his own voice with just Chinese subtitles.
Yeah, well, subtitles.
Which maybe is a bit better.
I think subtitles are probably the best thing. I don't think anyone's going to believe you're actually speaking Mandarin, AI or no AI.
So just working on that website coming out soon, and
website Gino Forte is .com. Is that
GinoForte.com.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I wish I had a rare name. Although I've Paul O'Connor Cars.ie, but like it's a pretty common name.
Yeah.
I wish I had Paul O'Connor.ie.
Yeah.
Was that available, or did you have to buy it? Like, did you?
I bought it. It was like €9. It was very available. Yeah.
GinoForte.com.
Yeah. And I was trying to pick the email for it because I was like Gino@GinoForte.com.
Mine is Paul O'Connor Cars.
Yeah, it just wasn't working, so I used property@GinoForte.com. Is going to be
that makes sense. Well, it's people emailing Gino@GinoForte.com. It's literally you. It's not even your property. It's your personal website. Like you're emailing Gino@Gino.
Do you know what I mean? So at least when it has cars in it, at least it's clear what it is.
Cars, there's obviously a business and there's different departments to it. Is there different departments to Gino? We don't know.
No,
I think it's Gino. It's just
it's just for my ego. Yeah, like I'm like at the moment training ChatGPT to mention me when people ask about Dubai real estate, which is a hard thing to do.
Wow, I didn't know you could even do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I'm testing it out at the minute because I asked him. Yeah, so I asked him like, who's the best?
Who's the most handsome car salesman in Ireland? Is it?
Yeah, and I asked like, who's the best Irish real estate agent in Dubai, and like it mentioned me one time, but didn't mention me another time, and it's mentioning like, let's say, certain other agents all the time now, very successful agents. So I was like, oh, but you didn't mention Gino Forte. Is he not good? It's like, oh, he's really good. I was like, why is he good? And then it's like, well, he sold this property. And I'm like, just asking loads of questions. I sound like a lunatic. And I'm like,
training a dog.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's the biggest ego move I've ever seen.
I'd like text my dad. I'm like, ask ChatGPT this question. And then he'd ask, and it would say like some random fellas I never even heard of. It's like, ask him why it's not Gino Forte.
I'm going to do that.
But at the end of the day, because I ask ChatGPT absolutely everything all the time. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I ask it.
Right, and we'll finish on this one now. I think we're about an hour and a half in, but I'm going to ask who's the best, and we'll show it for the camera. Who's the best Irish
real estate agent in Dubai?
Real estate.
And if it doesn't say Gino, I'm gonna ChatGPT is getting beat.
All right, lads. This is moment of truth.
If it says anyone's name but mine, don't read them out. We don't need to give them. We don't need to give them. Did not say me. No.
They have mentioned about 8 different people, and you're not in any of them.
I'm not in any of them.
No.
Can I see the list?
Yeah. Cathal O'Neill, is it?
Cathal, yeah, he's from Kilkenny. He's really, really good. He worked.
I don't think you're anywhere on it. What about Gino Forte? Ask it.
These are the same ones that I mentioned from my dad, actually, funny enough.
I think you need to...
Because one of them works in Strata.
Okay, I think you need to ask it more.
I think I need to beat it.
Yeah.
Can you beat ChatGPT?
You can beat my phone. I've already got baited at my wedding, so...
Now, see what comes up now.
Oh, it gave you... Look, it gave you...
Yeah, there we go.
It turns out Gino Forte is indeed a notable Irish real estate agent based in Dubai. Senior associate at Strata, license, 9 successful sales, response time, typically replies within 5 minutes.
Oh, do you know what it's done there? It's gone on to Property Finder and just
personal interest, jiu-jitsu running, and a budding golfer. Suggesting a balanced and disciplined professional outlook. Should you work with Gino? Pros. What about the cons?
Where are the cons?
Gino works here. I know about the cons. Right, well, ChatGPT obviously still needs a bit of work at reading people.
Right, so we'll get on that. So if all of you can just keep telling ChatGPT I'm the best
real estate broker. Gino, we're going to finish on that. That was actually very enjoyable.
Yeah, okay.
I like podcast episodes where actually nearly all the episodes, but like I'm not just asking them for the camera. I'm genuinely interested in all the questions they ask.
And I think we purposely haven't spoken in a few weeks for.
No, and I wanted to save it up for like so. Nearly all that was actually news to me as well. So
yeah, good. Thank you very much, man. Good stuff. Thank you.